Oh, hey, a free new shooter just dropped. Wait, didn't they talk about this one at the Game Awards? Hold up, and it's made by the Apex people? Well, it's no Titanfall 3, but looks kind of neat. Let's just go download it and... Oh, holy shit. Okay, so I've played Highgaurd. And honestly, it's not nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. I think this game has some real potential. It has some neat concepts of blending a few gameplay ideas into a hero shooter. It takes some of the cool, unique core aspects of games like Rainbow Six Siege, Valorant, and yes, even Apex Legends. And not to mention the shooting and traversal are pretty solid. Again, this is the same people who made Apex Legends, so not surprising. But it does feel a little bit underbaked. It feels a little empty. It gives you a massive map to explore and loot, but not much else to do in it. And with only 6 people on the battlefield, there's not much fighting that happens unless you're at a key point. And honestly, it doesn't have much of a unique presence. It kind of looks and sounds like all the other hero shooters out there. Unfortunately, I think Highgaurd feels less like the next big shooter and more like an interesting prototype that accidentally got shipped. Okay, well, let's start with the premise. What exactly is Highgaurd? Well, explaining Highgaurd's rules is almost like explaining a complex board game. So, bear with me. There are 2 teams of 3 players, and each team has a base. The goal is to reduce the enemy's base health to 0. And when the match starts, it's split up into 4 unique stages that get cycled between. First phase is setting up your defenses, which right now only consists of turning breakable walls into non-breakable walls. You see, your base has 3 core objectives that we'll talk about here in a second, so you want to protect those as best you can. This is a pretty short phase, and quickly moves on to the next phase, which is exploring the map for gear. As mentioned, these maps are huge, and they are filled with chests with different loot. Red chests will give you guns, while blue chests will give you armor, and there are other assorted items in between. Luckily, getting around the map isn't too bad, because not only do you have zip lines to get around, but you also have horses. That's right, at any time outside of the base or main objective zone, you can press the X button and you'll just mount up on your horse. And it's pretty cool. There's also, strangely enough, a bit of mining. You can find these blue gems on the ground, and you can actually use your axe in a rhythm-based micro game. And then you use those gems to buy items from a shop that appears in a few different locations. And once you finally gather the gear you need, that's when the next phase hits, which is phase 3, or Retrieve the Shield Breaker. Now, both bases are segmented off by a giant shield. And in between the two somewhere, it's random each time, a massive sword will drop called the Shield Breaker. You basically need to capture this and ride it over to the other team's base. I'll capture the flag style. There's actually a little bit of back and forth on this, but once a team actually gets the shield breaker to another team's shield, it summons this massive tower that breaks through the shield. Again, it's kind of badass. This determines who the attacking team is on which base. So if you planted the sword, you're attacking their base. So now the attacking team has to either plant 2 bombs on both point A and point B, or they need to go straight for the central core, which is only 1 bomb but arguably much harder to get to, and defend. This plays out in like a Valorant style match, only the attacking team has a limited number of lives. This will go on until the attacking team wins or runs out of lives, in which case the cycles restart. I think one of the best parts about this is, again, this is pretty unique. A mixture of base building and bomb defusals, as well as exploring a big open map. It's combining some cool ideas, and I think it has a lot of potential. One of my favorite things about this style is that in the few matches that I played, if we were getting steamrolled, the match was over pretty quickly. But if it was a tense fought out match, those games would feel long and tense. So honestly, this part I think works. When Highgaurd clicks, it really clicks. But then we actually come to the execution of this idea. So first of all, let's start with the shooting and movement. It feels very Apex Legends, which depending on who you are, that's either a really good thing or a bad thing. I wouldn't say it's bad, but I would also say it's not very satisfying. Movement is awesome. Sliding around, riding zip lines, and getting on your horse and running down enemies is just a blast. I think that part never got old for me. But like I said, one of the core issues is the maps. The maps are huge. They're way too big. Either that or the team size is way too small. It just felt we were exploring these massive maps with nothing really to find. Sure, we would bump into the enemy, but most of the time this would only happen when we needed to go get the shield breaker. It felt like we were just 6 people politely avoiding each other until we had to conflict. And I can't help but wonder what this game would be like if it was more like a 5-on-5 or 6-on-6. Something more Halo big team battle. I get what they were going for. More of a tactical shooter and less of a chaotic firefight. But still, having maps these big just felt empty. And I think that's an issue they're going to need to address. Now, fortunately, attacking on the base actually felt a little bit more grounded, but it was still very bottlenecked at some points. Also, the other elephant in the room is that this is a hero shooter. And all these roles you've seen before. There's nothing super new here. You have your armor guy, you have your scout person, you have your assassin. They're all very similar in terms of other things that you've seen, and there's also not a ton of variety. Each hero has 2 base moves that you can use most of the time, and 1 ult that charges up, like any other hero shooter. It's not bad, but it's nothing exciting. Now, this is a good time for me to mention there is a roadmap that they plan to release over the course of the year. And on that roadmap, they do include several new heroes, maps, guns, and mounts. So I guess we'll see if there's more variety that they have planned. Moving away from the actual gameplay, and this game is a free-to-play game. So expect a lot of little mini side quests to give you some currency that you can then use to buy some of the cosmetics. A lot of the other cosmetics are of course locked behind paywalls. Again, nothing special here. You get different mounts, different skins, different weapon charms. It's the tried and true formula. And rank matches are coming soon. As for the visuals and sounds of the game, again, nothing to write home about. It's competent, it's clean, and it's totally fine. But it lacks a visual distinct style, and just kind of blends into the others of the genre. There's nothing here that will make you stop mid-match and say, oh wow! And I think that's kind of the problem. The ideas here are good. The base defense and exploration, capture the flag style stuff, it's all interesting. But not all of these pieces mix cleanly. While I was playing with my friend, he hit the nail on the head saying this would be super fun as a mode in any other game. The 3v3 feels wrong for this scale. It's just too small. And the heroes and shooting don't carry this game by itself. Highgaurd feels like a game that either needed more players or smaller maps. Instead, it chose neither. After playing Highgaurd for a few matches, I genuinely hope this game sticks around. It deserves time to iterate and innovate. As a free game, it's definitely worth trying, and you have nothing to lose. As for me, I think I'll take a step back and keep on watching. Highgaurd isn't the next big shooter, but it might be the foundation for one. And when it comes to free-to-play games, it's definitely not the worst one out there. What did you think of Highgaurd? Have you played it yet, or are you waiting for some of the negative reviews to die down? If you have, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You can come and hang out and join in on the conversation. Also, please don't forget to like and subscribe on this video. It really helps me out. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you around. Bye!